अब तुम फोन बहुत ज्यादा यूज मत करना, ठीक है ना। अब फुल स्क्रीन पे शेयर कर दो उसको। अब वो क्या कहते हैं, वो लिंक शेयर कर दिया उसका, यूट्यूब वाला।
नहीं, मैं भाई वो इसलिए प्रिंट आउट निकाल रहा हूँ, स्कूल में जाए।
हम तो इसमें लिख के लाए।
और सबसे अच्छी बात है, चैट जीपीटी उसमें डाला और 2 मिनट उसमें बना दिया।
चैट जीपीटी तो हमारा भी है, बस एडिट कर लिया है।
और उसको वही मैं
आवाज अपनी जो है पूरा म्यूट कर लेना संतन इसकी।
मैंने उसकी आवाज चला दी ना, तो आप उससे पढ़ लेंगे, उससे पढ़ रहा है।
किससे पढ़ना?
उससे पढ़ रहा है, वॉइस हटाने को
तो आप अच्छा है, ऐसे बोल रहे हैं, देखते हैं।
चलिए हम इसको देखेंगे।
आप सेक्स को ज्वाइन कराते रहे। डॉक्टर साहब को फिर फोन करें क्या?
फिर टाइम 10
अरे कितनी बार बोल दिए, टेंशन
नहीं, सवेरे से बोल दिए ना।
सुबह से थोड़ी ना बोले,
सवेरे से
फिर बोल
ये बोल
साला रोस्ट होके बैठ से भी है ना।
मुझे याद नहीं दिलाया, मुझे याद दिलाया होता तो मैं
स्वास्थ्य के साथी जैसा उनको सर मैं कह रहा था वो इनॉग्रेशन है सर, मैंने रिमाइंड। हाँ सर जी 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 सर, जी सर जी को जी 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 हम लोग सर कॉन्फ्रेंस रूम में ही बैठे हुए हैं जी। कह रहा विशेष आपको शेयर करूँ।
और क्या वहाँ क्लासरूम में ताला नहीं लगा है? सर के ऑफिस का तो ताला खोल दिए ना, सुबह ही 9 बजे।
हेलो, आ रही है?
जी सर। Good morning to all. It gives me great pleasure to welcome you all in the inauguration ceremony of our 1 week faculty development program on advanced AI development and research challenges. On the behalf of Department of Information Technology, Rajki Engineering College Banda, I extend warm welcome to our chief guest, Honorable Vice Chancellor Sir, our guest of honor, Professor Raghuraj Singh Sir, our respected Director, Professor S.P. Sukla Sir, Head of Department, Dr. Vibhas Yadav Sir, all the esteemed experts, respected faculty member, and dear participants from various institutes. This FDPM to provide deep insight into the current scenario, development and research challenges in the ever-evolving domain of artificial intelligence. We are embarked on a week-long academic journey enriched with knowledge sharing and thought-provoking discussion. To begin with, I would like to invite Dr. Vibhas Yadav Sir, Head of Department of Information Technology, to deliver welcome address and provide a brief overview of this faculty development program.
Thank you, Nikita. Good morning, everyone. It is my honor and privilege to welcome you all for this faculty development program named Advanced AI Development and Research Challenges, jointly organized by Department of Information Technology, Rajki Engineering College, Banda, and IEEE Student Chapter, Rajki Engineering College, Banda. At the outset, I extend a warm welcome to our Honorable Vice Chancellor, Sir.
Admit करो. इसके बाद मौजूद
Speaker of our session, Dr. Raghuraj Singh Sir, Director of our institute, Professor S.P. Sukla Sir, fellow academicians, participants, and dear colleagues. Faculty development programs like this one are essential for nurturing a vibrant academic community. As educators, we are not only disseminators of knowledge but also lifelong learners. In a world where knowledge is rapidly evolving, and teaching methodologies are continuously being redefined. Programs like these offers an opportunity to pause, reflect, learn, and grow. This FDP is basically designed to equip us with the latest insights in artificial intelligence, machine learning, deep learning, generative AI-like concepts, and their core impact in different research and social areas, to share best practices and to engage in meaningful dialogue about how we can enhance the experience for our faculty and students. Now, if I talk about the resource persons of the FDP, then proudly I'm sharing with you that all the resource persons are from reputed institutes and universities like IIT, NIT, state universities of like HBTU and MMUT. And these resource persons have remarkable achievements in their research domain. Uh, the total approximate 274 participants are registered in this FDP, and these participants are not only from different states of India but also from outside the country. So let this program not just be a series of sessions but a catalyst for new ideas, collaborations, and inspirations. I encourage all participants to actively engage, ask questions, share your perspectives, and most importantly, take back something meaningful that you can implement in your own classrooms and academic journeys. Last but not the least, I would also like to express my sincere appreciation to the organizing committee for their dedication and hard work in putting this program together. Special thanks to our Honorable Vice Chancellor Sir, our Director Sir, resource persons who have graciously agreed to share their expertise with us. Sir, your presence adds immense value to this initiative. Once again, I welcome you all and with great pleasure, thank you, and I wish you all a fruitful and enriching experience. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, for your insightful word and a wonderful introduction to the objective of the FDP. Now, I request our respected director, Professor S.P. Sukla, sir, to kindly address the gathering and share a few words of this occasion.
Thank you, Nikta. First of all, I will congratulate head of department of our IT department, Dr. Vibhash Yadav, and IEEE coordinator, Dr. Pushpen Singh, and his team to organize this FDP, 1 week FDP for the faculty members and researchers of the India, as well as he has told that some participants from outside India are also participating in this one. So I welcome the Honorable VC Sir, Chief Guest of this session, inaugural session, Guest of Honor, Dr. Professor Raghuraj Singh Ji, and all the resource persons who are present during this inaugural ceremony along with the participants. Nowadays, there is a lot of debate that how this AI will affect our society in the future. And lot of debate. Some people are saying that AI will result in the losing of the jobs. Some persons are saying that AI will help in generating more jobs. So lot of confusion state is prevailing all over because of this AI. Now lot of AI models have also been developed over which our faculty members, students and others are working. But one thing, what my personal feeling is that with day by day, what happens if I consider that what was happening 5 years before and what will happen after 5 years afterwards from this date. So economies of the countries are increasing. Increase in economy basically reflect that we need more resource person and more technology to do more jobs because we will be spending more and more money. Ultimately, increasing the economy means spending of the more money for benefit of our society, creating jobs and other things. So definitely, it is my firm belief that AI will help in generating more and more jobs. So it is need of the hour that we should get complete insight of the AI should involve ourselves in the research related to AI. And once this FDP and other things proceed, basically our teachers who are teaching the students will be familiar with the AI and other things, and naturally that will impart the knowledge of AI to our students, that will develop their skills in the fields of AI. So I again welcome all of you for this 1 week FDP in advanced AI development and research challenges. So lot of things, whatever schedule and other things has already been told by Dr. Vibhash Yadav, head IT. So I again congratulate our organizing team for organizing this workshop beautifully, and I wish success for this FDP. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Sir, for motivating word. We are honored to have with us one of our leading experts in the field of artificial intelligence. I now invite Professor Raghuram sir to share his vision and insight regarding the FDP and its relevance in the field of research ecosystem.
Thank you. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Honorable Vice Chancellor AKTU Lucknow, Professor JP Pandey, Director REC Banda, Professor SP Shukla ji, Head IT Dr. Vibhash Yadav ji, IEEE Coordinator Professor Puspen Singh ji, entire organizing team for this online FDP on advanced artificial intelligence development and research challenges. Distinguished speaker who will be connecting to this faculty development program in coming 5 days. Participants, faculty members of the department, and my dear students. It really gives me pleasure that I have been given opportunity to speak before such an august gathering on a topic which is of very much relevance today. If you see that as of now, everybody is talking about the artificial intelligence, and both positive as well as negative aspects are there in the society. And I will, in this inaugural session, I will not take too much of the time, because just after this inauguration session, my lecture is scheduled about artificial intelligence and functions related with the artificial intelligence as well as the structure. So I will share only few things here. First thing which I would like to share is that this faculty development program has been organized under online mode. And for that, I would like to congratulate the entire team. And I would also like to thank to COVID-19, which gave us this kind of opportunity to learn that how teaching and learning process can take place under online mode also. Because if you think before 2019, we were not even aware about that teaching and learning process can be conducted in online mode. But after COVID-19, we actually learned that how the teaching learning process can be carried out under the online mode. Secondly, about the artificial intelligence, as we know that computers have been, or in general, machines have been used for performing various type of tasks in the industry as well as the education scenario. But now a scenario is a bit changed. Here we see that in day-to-day life, we are planning to use the computer systems. I say day-to-day life because here we will be doing some of the things which are related with the common human beings and which are based on certain kind of decisions which have to be taken, or certain kind of emotions which will be attached with the people of the society. So related with this kind of things, whatever activities are being performed by the machines or the computer systems, those kind of activities we are putting under the artificial intelligence categories. And we have also seen the negative aspects of artificial intelligence, particularly if you see the challenges are pertaining to basically three things. Number one, which we daily see in our newspapers, that there is problem of deep fake. Deep fake is one of the, rather you can say, misutilization of the artificial intelligence. So we have to pay more focus on that how actually the artificial intelligence has to be used. So deep is one of the negative aspect which we have to deal with using various concepts of artificial intelligence. The second is the information which we have. Obviously, the information which is provided by using the concept of artificial intelligence, it will be dependent on that what kind of knowledge we are able to capture or what kind of data we are trying to process, and from that data we are going to extract the meaningful information. So if our data is rubbish, in that case, whatever information we will be deriving from it, it will also be rubbish. So garbage in, garbage out. It is the simple principle that if your data is not consistent, your data is not proper, in that case, whatever information you will be extracting or processing from that data, it will also be of not very much use. Rather, it will be creating some sort of confusion in the society. And the third aspect is, which is related with the intentional or non-intentional bias with the kind of opinions or the kind of responses which will be given by the artificial intelligence or AI agents. Like recently we have seen two major AI tools. I would say one of the AI tool is ChatGPT and other one is DeepSeek. One is from the US, other one is from China. You just see the conversation which we make with DeepSeek or the conversation which we make with the ChatGPT. There is hell of difference. So what I mean to stress is that it depends on that what kind of the data or what kind of knowledge has been created in the artificial intelligence models. Accordingly, it will be giving you the responses. So these are the three major challenges, or you can say the major applications of the artificial intelligence, which the society has to deal with. As Professor Shukla said, that AI is not going to replace the human beings. Of course, it is true that it will not be replacing the human beings. And secondly, that AI will be creating jobs. Both the things are true. So AI will be creating jobs and it will not be replacing human beings also. But it depends on that to what extent we will be able to create the artificial intelligence into the machine. It is expected that even in coming 20 years, the computers will not be able to replace, or AI will not be able to replace the human brain, or it will not be able to achieve the complete functionality of the human brain even in next coming 20 years. But of course, there will be some of the domains in which definitely the artificial intelligence will be surpassing the human activities. So that way we have to judiciously use various facilities which the artificial intelligence will be providing. So in this session, I will be discussing only these aspects, and I am sure that the distinguished speakers which have been drawn as the main organizer, Professor Bibhash Yadav said, that main speakers who have been taken or for this faculty development program, they have been drawn from various reputed institutions like IITs, NITs, triple ITs, or some of the esteemed universities of our state, as well as the world. So the deliberations which will be taking place, the lectures which will be delivered, or the discussions which will be taking place in this faculty development program during these 5 days will be of immense benefit for the participants. With these words, I convey my sincere thanks and gratitudes to all the organizers who gave me this opportunity to express my view before all of you, and convey my best wishes for successful conduction of this faculty development program. Thank you. Jai Hind.
Thank you, sir, for sharing your valuable perspective and enlightening us. It's now my privilege to invite our Honorable Vice Chancellor, sir, to bless the occasion with his word of wisdom and vision for the academic community.
थैंक यू वेरी मच। आज राजकीय इंजीनियरिंग कॉलेज बांदा द्वारा एक हफ्ते का फैकल्टी डेवलपमेंट प्रोग्राम ऑनलाइन मोड में एडवांस एआई डेवलपमेंट एंड रिसर्च चैलेंजेस पर आयोजित किया जा रहा है। इस अवसर पर उपस्थित हमारे मित्र और विशिष्ट अतिथि इस कार्यक्रम के प्रोफेसर रघुराज सिंह जी, संस्थान के निदेशक प्रोफेसर एसपी शुक्ला जी, संस्थान के विभागाध्यक्ष आईटी के जिनके द्वारा ये विभाग द्वारा ये एफडीपी आयोजित किया जा रहा है, डॉक्टर विभास यादव, उनकी पूरी टीम, सभी फैकल्टी मेंबर्स और जितने पार्टिसिपेंट हैं इसमें ऑनलाइन मोड में इस एफडीपी में कनेक्टेड हैं, उन सभी का सबसे पहले तो हार्दिक अभिनंदन। और आज ये जो टॉपिक है रोड अहेड इन एडवांस एआई डेवलपमेंट अपॉर्चुनिटी एंड चैलेंजेस, ये आपका जो टॉपिक सेलेक्ट किया गया है आईटी डिपार्टमेंट द्वारा और IEEE के कोऑर्डिनेटर्स द्वारा, ये इसके लिए मैं पूरी आईटी की टीम और संस्थान के निदेशक को भी बधाई देना चाहता हूं कि जो आज की डेट में देश के लिए ज़रूरी है इस चीज़ पर सोचने के लिए, और आप लोगों ने शुरुआत करी है और धीरे धीरे ये चीज़ें आगे बढ़ती जाएंगी। और निश्चित रूप से जो चैलेंजेस अभी डिस्कस कर रहे थे हमारे विशिष्ट अतिथि और निदेशक जी कि एआई में क्या चैलेंजेस हैं, तो चैलेंजेस और अपॉर्चुनिटी दोनों साथ साथ चलती हैं। तो ये इस पर अच्छा रहेगा, एक फैकल्टी के अंदर एक इसका ज्ञान का वर्धन होगा कि एआई क्या है, एआई कैसे चल रही है और एआई हमको क्या फ़ायदा करने वाली है और क्या नुकसान करने वाली है आज के दिन में। इसके लिए और अंत में मैं इनको प्रोफेसर एसपी शुक्ला जी को बधाई देता हूं कि ये आरईसी बांदा में मेरा ऑफिशियल कार्यक्रम पहला है। मैं तो वैसे जा नहीं पाया हूं, आएंगे, लेकिन ये हमारा पहला कार्यक्रम है। इसके लिए आपको बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद पूरी टीम को हमको इन्वाइट करने के लिए।
थैंक यू सर।
एआई के संबंध में हम लोग चर्चा कर रहे हैं कि एआई, सबसे पहले मैं बताना चाहता हूँ जब एआई का शुरू में आविष्कार किया न्यूरल नेटवर्क का, तो उन लोगों का जो प्रेडिक्शन था कि जब एआई अपने फुल स्विंग में होगा, तो ये बहुत पहले की बात, मतलब करीब आप समझिए 60 साल पहले जब न्यूरल नेटवर्क, आर्टिफिशियल न्यूरल नेटवर्क शुरू हुआ था, तब उन लोगों का प्रेडिक्शन था कि जब एआई अपनी फुल स्विंग में होगा तो ये सबसे पहले नुकसान करेगा ब्लू कॉलर जॉब्स को। ब्लू कॉलर जॉब मतलब जो प्लम्बर हैं, आपके टेक्नीशियंस हैं, इनको नुकसान करने वाला है सबसे पहले। और दूसरे नंबर पर नुकसान करेगा ये हमारे वाइट कॉलर जॉब्स, जो डिसीजन मेकिंग लोग हैं, जैसे हम लोग हैं, हम लोग डिसीजन करते हैं, और भी बहुत सारे रोल होंगे जो है पर डिसीजन मेकिंग है, जिसको हम वाइट कॉलर जॉब बोलते हैं। ऑफिस में बैठते हैं, डिसीजन लेते हैं, तो जहाँ डिजाइन करते हैं, ये सभी लोगों को दूसरे नंबर पर वो हिट करने वाला है एआई। और तीसरे नंबर पर सबसे अंत में जब एआई इस फुल फॉर्म में होगा, तो ये क्रिएटर को सबसे अंत में, क्रिएटिव जॉब्स को कब सबसे अंत में हिट करेगा। क्रिएटिव मतलब कंटेंट राइटर हो गया, फोटोग्राफर हो गया, पेंटर हो गया, पोएट हो गए, तो ये इन लोगों को जो क्रिएट करते हैं, एक मॉडल क्रिएट करना है, उनको सबसे बाद में हिट करने वाला है। लेकिन हुआ ये उल्टा, जो सबसे कठिन काम था उसको एआई ने सबसे पहले हिट किया। तो ये आप सोच लीजिए कि जिस सिस्टम को हमने ही ट्रेन किया, हमने ही शुरुआत कराई, अभी वो सेल्फ लर्निंग, सेल्फ ट्रेनिंग मोड में चला गया है। अब सेल्फ ट्रेनिंग मोड में वो कितने हद तक जाएगा, ये हम लोगों के कल्पना से परे है आज की डेट में। और कल्पना से इसलिए परे है क्योंकि हम उस गति से नहीं सोच रहे हैं जिस गति से आप वो एआई सोच रहा है, क्योंकि वो सेल्फ लर्निंग पेस में चला गया है। अगर आपको किसी जो भी हमारे फैकल्टी मेंबर्स जुड़े हुए हैं, आपको दो जेमिनी से आपस में बात कराओ, एक मोबाइल में जेमिनी को ओपन कर लो, एक प्रॉम्प्ट दे दो, दूसरे जेमिनी को उसको सुनने के लिए दो, देखो दोनों कैसे बात करते हैं। तो अब ये एक समय ऐसा आएगा कि जब दो एआई बात करेंगे, उनको लगेगा कि हमारी कोई रिलेवेंस नहीं है, क्योंकि हम उनको कोई इनपुट नहीं दे सकते। ये हमारे लिए सबसे बड़ा चैलेंज है, और ये चैलेंज होना भी चाहिए, क्योंकि हम अगर टेक्नोलॉजी के साथ नहीं चल रहे हैं। मैं आपको बताऊं, आज की डेट में जब एआई अपने तीसरे फेज में है, अभी हम पहले फेज के लिए तैयार नहीं है। पहला फेज जब शुरू हुआ था तो क्यूरेटिव एआई जो सभी लोगों ने एक्सपीरियंस किया, बट कभी किसी ने सोचा नहीं कि ये एआई का डेवलपमेंट चल रहा है। जैसे आप फेसबुक पे कंटेंट देखते हैं, तो धीरे धीरे क्या किया, फेसबुक ने वो कंटेंट दिखाना शुरू किया आपको जो आपको अच्छा लगता है, जो आप लाइक करते हैं, वही वो क्यूरेट करके, जितने भी सोशल मीडिया में कंटेंट हैं अवेलेबल, उनको क्यूरेट करके आपका कंटेंट आपको दिखाते हैं। तो वो जो कंटेंट दिखा रहे थे तो हमको लगा कि बहुत अच्छा है, जो हम चाहते हैं वही हमारा फेसबुक दिखा रहा है, ट्विटर दिखा रहा है, तो इसमें फेसबुक दिखा रहा है। तो इसमें क्या हुआ कि ये तो पहला फेज हुआ क्यूरेटिव एआई। दूसरा है जनरेटिव एआई। जनरेटिव एआई अभी क्यूरेटिव पे ही हम पूरे तरह से नहीं तैयार हुए, तो दूसरा फेज आ गया जनरेटिव एआई, जिस पर अभी हम लोग चैट जीपीटी की बात कर रहे हैं। आपका जीपीटी ओपन एआई का है, ऐसे ही गूगल का है, ऐसे ही मेटा का है, अलग अलग तरह के लैंग्वेज मॉडल्स अवेलेबल है लर्निंग के। तो आप अभी जनरेटिव एआई अभी एजेंटिक एआई है। अभी हमारे विशिष्ट अतिथि ने एजेंट्स के बारे में बात करी है। एजेंटिक एआई मतलब एवरीबडी विल हैव एजेंट, किसी के लिए एजेंट है। तो एक अभी बीच में चर्चा चली थी कि एआई आदमी को रिप्लेस नहीं करेगा। तो ऐसा हुआ कि अगर आप चैट जीपीटी में, एक हमारे मित्र थे, उन्होंने चैट जीपीटी से पूछा, वो डॉक्टर हैं, तो हम लोग जब चर्चा करते हैं तो उनको कहते हैं कि डॉक्टर्स के लिए सबसे बड़ा थ्रेट है। क्यों? क्योंकि डॉक्टर्स जो काम कर रहे हैं, सर्जरी कर रहे हैं, सर्जरी रोबोट करेगा, रोबोट को प्रॉम्प्ट देगा एआई से। हम ऑलरेडी रोबोटिक सर्जरी चल रही है, उसको और प्रिसीजन के साथ करने वाले के लिए एआई का हमारा कंप्यूटेशन मॉडल अवेलेबल है। तो आपके लिए बहुत नुकसान हो रहा है। तो उन्होंने क्या हुआ, चैट जीपीटी से पूछा, कैन एआई विल रिप्लेस डॉक्टर? तो चैट जीपीटी का जो जवाब था, नो डॉक्टर, द एआई विल नॉट रिप्लेस द डॉक्टर, बट द डॉक्टर हु विल नॉट यूज एआई विल बी रिप्लेस्ड। ये बेसिक जो थीम है वो हमारे अंदर है। जैसे कहते हैं कि एक टीचर को एआई रिप्लेस कर देगा, नो, एआई विल नॉट रिप्लेस टीचर, बट द टीचर हु विल नॉट यूज एआई विल बी रिप्लेस्ड। और वो कैसे होने वाला है देखिए आप। अभी रोबोट पे काम हो रहा है बहुत ज्यादा, रोबोट को एआई से इनेबल करेंगे। अभी और एक टीचर खड़ा होगा क्लास में, वो रोबोट होगा, आपकी तरह का ही चेहरा होगा। अभी आपने देखा होगा आज तक पे अंजना ओम कश्यप का एक दूसरा एआई मॉडल उनके साथ ही चल रहा है, वो ब्लैक एंड व्हाइट एक प्रोग्राम चलता है, उसमें दूसरी तरफ से जो व्हाइट है वो एआई मॉडल है, एग्जैक्टली सेम। ऐसे ही जैसे विभास यादव है, इनका ही एक एजेंट होगा रोबोट जो इनकी तरह दिखेगा, और ये क्लास में पढ़ाएंगे। बट वो रोबोट, उस रोबोट को 8 घंटे नहीं क्लास करना है, उसको सीएल नहीं चाहिए, उसको ईएल नहीं चाहिए, उसको मेडिकल लीव नहीं चाहिए। तो ये स्थिति आने वाली है। अच्छा, वो टीचर कुछ भी पूछेगा, थोड़ी देर के बाद क्या होगा, वही रोबोट अपना चेहरा बदल लेगा, तो कोई दूसरा टीचर आ जाएगा। तो ये हमारे लिए चैलेंज है। तो हमारे को ऐसा नहीं है कि हमारे लिए चैलेंज नहीं है, चैलेंज तो रहेगा ही। और सबसे इंपॉर्टेंट चीज जो एआई कर रहा है, जो एथिकल और अनएथिकल की जो बाउंड्री है उसको डिमोलिश कर दिया। अभी डीप फेक की बात हो रही थी। अब हमको डीप फेक तो आएगा ही आएगा, उसको तो आप रोक नहीं सकते हो, आपकी आवाज बदल जाएगी। मैंने तो खुद एनवीडिया के ऑफिस में जाके हमने बोला हिंदी में, वो हमारा तमिल में हमारा स्पीच चल रहा था। आप पता नहीं लगा सकते कि जेपी पांडे तमिल में नहीं बोल रहे। तो हमने देखा है, अपने कानों से सुना है उसको। तो ये चीज तो होने वाली है अनएथिकल। अब हमको करना पड़ेगा कि डीप फेक एआई जनरेटेड है ये बताना पड़ेगा, इसके लिए हमको तैयार करना है। पहले क्या था कि अभी जैसे एआई कंप्यूटर साइंस का सब्जेक्ट नहीं रह गया है, एआई इज जनरल नॉलेज सब्जेक्ट, वो कहीं भी फिट इन करोगे। अब जैसे कंप्यूटर साइंस की बात कर रहे हैं कि कंप्यूटर साइंस में प्रोग्रामिंग, कोडर, ये सब चीजें आने वाले समय में कोडिंग आपकी एआई करेगा, चैट जीपीटी करेगा। और आपको बता दूं क्या है, जैसे हमारे लोगों में अवेयरनेस कम है और हमारे जो फैकल्टी मेंबर्स हैं वो अवेयरनेस नहीं दे रहे हैं। जैसे मान लीजिए एआई की कोर्स तो हम शुरू कर देते हैं, बट एआई बच्चे को क्या हमने कोई मॉडल बनाना सिखाया, कोई एआई का प्रोजेक्ट बनाना सिखाया? जबकि इसके फ्री सॉफ्टवेयर भी अवेलेबल हैं। और तो और AKTU के पास बहुत पहले से एक एआई की लेबोरेटरी है और हम लोगों ने सभी कॉलेज से रिक्वेस्ट भी करी थी उस समय कि आप हमको VPN पे इस लैब की कनेक्टिविटी ले लीजिए। अभी भी REC बांदा इसको लीड करे, आप हमको एक लेटर लिखिए, हम आपको, हमारे पास 5 पेटाफ्लॉप का जो GPU है वो है, तो उसको आप कनेक्ट करो, आप लड़के को आप रिमोटली उसको आप यूज करो उस फैसिलिटी को। क्यों? क्योंकि आने वाले समय में सब प्राइवेट कॉलेजेस तो एआई की लेबोरेटरी बना लेंगे, बट हमारे जो गवर्नमेंट कॉलेजेस हैं उनकी लेबोरेटरी बनने में दिक्कत होगी। दिक्कत ऐसे होगी कि आज की डेट में अगर आप 5 पेटाफ्लॉप तो अब तो खत्म हो गया, कहीं अता पता नहीं है इसका। अगर आप आज की डेट में जो एडवांस जीपीयू लगाएंगे तो कम से कम 10 करोड़ रुपए से उस लैब की स्टार्टिंग शुरू होती है। तो रिसोर्स भी हमारे पास नहीं है और चैलेंजेस भी बहुत हैं, तो इनके बीच में एक सामंजस्य करना है। और एफडीपी के जो टॉपिक मैं देख रहा था कि उसमें आपने कई चीजें स्पेसिफाई कर रहे हैं आप, जैसे अंडरस्टैंडिंग द ट्रांजिशन फ्रॉम ट्रेडिशनल मशीन लर्निंग टू कटिंग एज मॉडल लाइक जनरेटिव एआई। ये अच्छी बात है, बट क्या है कि हमारे बच्चों को हमें मॉडल भी बनाना सिखाना है, मॉडल हम नहीं सिखा पा रहे हैं। तो ये हमारे, तो आपको इस एफडीपी में देखना है। दूसरा, आप एड्रेस कर रहे हो टेक्निकल एंड सोसाइटल इश्यूज सच एज बायस, फेयरनेस एंड एआई सिक्योरिटी, जिस पर डीप फेक की बात कर रहे थे हमारे विशिष्ट अतिथि। एम्फेसाइजिंग द एथिकल एआई डेवलपमेंट, जब ये बाउंड्री तोड़ दे रहा है तो इस पर आप डिस्कस तो करिए कि हम एथिक्स तो फॉलो कर लेंगे बट एआई विल नॉट फॉलो एथिक्स। क्यों? क्योंकि अब वो सेल्फ लर्निंग पेस में चला गया है। चौथा जो आपने करा है, एक्सप्लोरिंग ओपन सोर्स एआई इकोसिस्टम एंड फ्यूचर कंसेप्ट सच एज आर्टिफिशियल जनरल इंटेलिजेंस। ये आप बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट चीज है और ये इस पर आपको ज्यादा फोकस करना है। अब हमारे लिए जो डेवलपमेंट है, मैं बताऊं आपको, होता ही है कि जब भी कभी कोई टेक्नोलॉजिकल डेवलपमेंट होता है, तो जब कंप्यूटराइजेशन भी हुआ था तो इसका उतना ही तरह से विरोध हो रहा था जैसे आज की डेट में एआई में लोग कह रहे हैं ना कि नहीं एआई कुछ नहीं करेगा, एआई नहीं। हमारे यहाँ 3 मोड है। पहला मोड है इग्नोरेंस का, जब टेक्नोलॉजी डेवलप हो रही होती है तो हम इग्नोर करते हैं उसको, हमें पता ही नहीं है कि क्या हो रहा है। उसके बाद हम उसको डिनायल मोड में चले जाते हैं। डिनायल मोड का मतलब ये होगा कि नहीं नहीं बहुत बेकार है, एआई कुछ नहीं करेगा, एआई ऐसे नहीं होगा, एआई वो नहीं होगा। और जब ये भी पास हो जाता है तो हम चले जाते हैं पैनिक मोड में। तो अभी हमारा देश जो है बहुत कुछ समय के बाद ये पैनिक मोड में जा रहे हैं, क्योंकि पहला फेज तो हमने इग्नोरेंस में बिताया, हमें पता नहीं रहा, हमने अपने लड़कों को बताया नहीं, हमारे फैकल्टी मेंबर को हमने ट्रेन नहीं कराया। उसमें सबका रोल है, विश्वविद्यालय का भी रोल है, सरकार का भी रोल है, संस्थाओं के भी लोगों के रोल हैं, तो हमने फैकल्टी को नहीं बताया। तो अब ये चीजें आ गई, तो अभी हम लोग पैनिक मोड से थोड़ा पहले बचे हुए हैं। और मैं आपको उसका 2-3 एग्जाम्पल बता दूं। जब एक स्पीच थी तो मैंने यहाँ पर फैकल्टी मेंबर्स आए थे AKTU में, कंप्यूटर साइंस के फैकल्टी मेंबर्स थे, इन्फोसिस की एक प्रोग्राम था, तो उसमें मैंने पूछा कि जीपीटी का फुल फॉर्म किसको मालूम है। आपको बता दूं एक फैकल्टी मेंबर्स ने हाथ नहीं खड़े किए कि जीपीटी का फुल फॉर्म क्या है। चैट जीपीटी दुनिया भर की बात करते हैं, बट वी आर नॉट अवेयर कि व्हाट इज जीपीटी। तो ये अच्छा है और आप इसका कार्यक्रम कर रहे हैं एफडीपी, और मेरा ये रिक्वेस्ट ये है कि आप इसको जो रिसोर्सेस अवेलेबल, अभी जैसे ये आप इंडिया का जो कंप्यूटेशन कैपेसिटी है नेशनल कंप्यूट मिशन में, उसका केवल 32 पेटाफ्लॉप है। 32 पेटाफ्लॉप का मतलब अगर मान लीजिए पूरी कंप्यूटेशन आपके पास अवेलेबल हो तो 32 × 10⁻15 फ्लोटिंग पॉइंट ऑपरेशन पर सेकेंड, ये आपकी स्पीड है कंप्यूटर। जो आपकी पलक झपकने का तो छोड़ ही दो, सोच ही नहीं सकते हो इतना फास्ट कंप्यूटेशन हो रहा है। और हमारा तो 32, हमारे इंडिविजुअल छोड़ दीजिए आप, इंडिविजुअल मतलब AKTU के पास है, कहीं और कॉलेज के पास है, HBTU के पास है, वो छोड़ दो आप, हम नेशनल कंप्यूट मिशन की बात कर रहे हैं। और अमेरिका के पास कितना है? 10,000 पेटाफ्लॉप, हमारा इसका बीच में इतना है। तो अभी तक तो हम लोग पावर्टी, दूसरे तरह की पावर्टी से लड़ रहे थे, अभी हम डेटा और कंप्यूटेशन की पॉवर्टी से लड़ने की तैयारी करना पड़ेगा अपने को। हमारे पास, जैसे वो रघुराज जी ने बोला कि डेटा हमारे पास नहीं, तो डेटा की जो गरीबी है और उसके डेटा को प्रोसेसिंग की गरीबी हमारे सामने है, और इस गरीबी से लड़ना हमारा ध्येय होना चाहिए। और ये राजकीय इंजीनियरिंग कॉलेज बांदा इस को लीड कर रहा है। अच्छा है, धीरे धीरे होता है लोगों को, बट आप अच्छा है कि पैनिक मोड से पहले ही आपने स्टार्ट कर दिया। और फैकल्टी मेंबर्स अगर जागरूक होंगे, क्यों जागरूक होंगे, ये जनरल नॉलेज है। आज की डेट में ज्ञान का कोई विकल्प नहीं है। अगर आपके पास ज्ञान है और आप गुरु हैं, और सब इस समाज में गुरु की तो सबसे पहले पूजा होती है। अगर हनुमान चालीसा आप पढ़ते हैं, आप देखिए हनुमान जी के बारे में तीसरे लाइन में आया है, सबसे पहले वो शुरू करते हैं गुरु चरण सरोज रज। तो आप कहीं पे भी देखेंगे गुरु का योगदान हमारे समाज में सबसे ऊपर है, और ये गुरु का दायित्व है कि इस जो मुसीबत है, डेटा की पॉवर्टी है, उससे हम लोगों को निजात मिले। इन्हीं शब्दों के साथ एक बार फिर से ढेर सारी बधाई प्रोफेसर एसपी शुक्ला जी को और उनकी पूरी टीम को कि आपने बहुत ही अच्छा ये कार्यक्रम एफडीपी का किया है। बट इसके साथ एक चीज और जोड़िए, बच्चों को वर्किंग मॉडल बनाना है, एआई मॉडल्स बनाना है, हैकेथॉन कराना है। और उसके लिए एक आपको और अच्छी चीज बताता हूं, इसके ओपन सोर्स अवेलेबल हैं, इसके वो ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम आ गए हैं। जरूरी नहीं है कि आप जीपीयू लगाइए तभी आप लैब करा सकते हैं। इन्हीं शब्दों के साथ बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद शुक्ला जी।
थैंक यू सर। थैंक यू सर। थैंक यू सर।
Thank you very much, sir, for your inspirational and encouraging word. Last but not the least, I now call upon Mr. Abhijit Sikh, sir, to deliver the vote of thanks and express our gratitude to all the dignitaries and participants.
Sir. Thank you, ma'am. It is my privilege and honor to propose the vote of thanks on behalf of whole organizing team and committee of this online FTP program. First and foremost, I would like to extend our heartful and gratitude to our chief guest for today's session, that is our Honorable Vice Chancellor, sir, for gracing the occasion with his presence and delivering an inspiring and insightful address. Sir put some major challenges that are happening because of AI in current scenario, and also puts some challenges towards all the faculty members that should be incorporated by us in futures. Sir also motivate us as a leading opportunity for the REC Banda in the AI segment. So I hope we will try to fulfill the things that put up by our honorable sir. In future, REC Banda will take the leads and try to put some major effort in the field of AI. Thank you, sir. Now I would like to put my sincere thanks to our another expert and guest, Professor Raghuram Singh sir, for keeping this session more meaningful. And I hope the first session that would taken by his in the next in first session will be too much meaningful. I also put my sincere thanks to our respected director, sir, who continuously involve us, motivate us to continue this type of program, FDP, and various different activity. He also motivates us to work with the student, to work with the different societies, near about societies, different villages that is also conducted, that is taken under the Unnat Bharat program. So here students are working towards the things, and I hope we will working on the vision of the sir and fulfill the task and challenges put up in this session. I also want to put my sincere thanks to the Dr. Vihas Yadav sir, who addressed the welcome speech and give the clear picture of this session among the all participants. Lastly, I would put my sincere thanks to all the participants, faculty members, volunteers who are involved in this session directly or indirectly for the successful. Thank you everyone for your support.
Thank you. And this session is live on YouTube channel also. Yes. So those who are not joining, they are also attending this session. Thank you, sir. Thank you, VC sir. Thank you, Ragraj sir, for joining the inaugural session and all the participants. Thank you, sir. और आपने जैसा कहा है हम लोग वैसे ही करेंगे सर जी।
Participants are requested kindly inform that first technical session will begin in next 5 minutes. We request everyone to stay connected and join the session on time. Thank you and wishing you all a fruitful and energetic week ahead. Thank you.
सर बस 5 मिनट्स में शुरू करते हैं, थोड़ा सा लोग रिलैक्स हो जाए रघुराज सर, है ना जी सर।
ठीक है, नो प्रॉब्लम, स्टार्ट इन 5 minutes.
जस्ट
Hello. Hello. Good morning, everyone. A very warm welcome to all the participants. We are very pleased to begin this faculty development program with the session by Professor Raghuram Singh, sir. It is our honor to welcome Professor Raghuram Singh, sir. Sir, currently working as a professor of computer science and engineering and dean of research and development at HBTU Kanpur, with over a 34-year of experience in teaching, research, and academic leadership. Sir has held several key positions, including director at KNIT Sultanpur, nodal officer for multiple institutions. Sir has successfully completed numerous funded research projects, published over 180 research papers, guided 19 PhD scholars, and made a significant contribution to the advancement of technical education. We are truly privileged to have him with us today and look forward to gaining insights from his vast knowledge and experience. Now, I would like to call Professor Raghuram Singh, sir, to start the session.
Thank you, Sonali, for giving a detailed introduction. I share my presentation. Can you see my presentation?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, good.
सर फुल स्क्रीन कर लीजिए, एक्चुअली भी फुल स्क्रीन पे नहीं है।
हाँ मैं कर रहा हूँ। Are you able to see it on full screen?
अभी सर इंटायर स्क्रीन अगर शेयर करेंगे सर तब आ जाएगा।
अच्छा, इंटायर स्क्रीन करूं?
हाँ सर।
ओके।
F5 ओपन करके और फिर उसको शेयर कर दो। तो
क्लिक किया था लेकिन क्लिक नहीं हो पाया। सर ने क्लिक किया था।
Now is it visible?
Yes.
In full screen?
Yes, sir. ठीक है सर।
Okay, that's good. So I start my talk on the topic. It is artificial intelligence structure and functions of the knowledge-based system. So as the topic indicates, that it will not be related with the application of the artificial intelligence. Rather, it will be focusing on that how the artificial intelligence systems are actually designed, what is the structure of the AI-based systems, and what are the different kind of functions which are supposed to be performed by various components with which the artificial intelligence based systems will be constituted or developed. So accordingly, I have organized my talk and giving major focus on the internal structure of the artificial intelligence based systems, and it has been basically organized on the concept of that how actually the artificial intelligence can be created on the machines. So before going to the actual aspect of the artificial intelligence, we actually need to know that what actually the intelligence is. Because if we don't know that what the intelligence is, we will not be able to create the intelligence into the computers or the machine. So artificial intelligence refers to a term which is not related with the natural intelligence, and it is supposed that natural intelligence is present in the living things. Like most intelligent living thing which is considered in this world are the human beings. So human beings are considered to be the most intelligent living animals. Beside this, there are various other creatures who are intelligent, maybe the animals, maybe the birds, maybe the fish, or various other type of creatures. So how do we distinguish between the natural intelligence and the artificial intelligence? So to know that, we should actually know that what actually the intelligence is. So if we talk about the intelligence, generally we say that intelligence is concerned with that how we can understand the things, how we can involve the thought process about some subject, how we can anticipate various kind of things, how we start the imagination process about any topic, or sometimes we even wonder about some of the things, or we can take decisions related with a particular domain. Along with that, even we can sense various things, we can feel the emotions, or even we can smell the things. So all these things will be concerned with the intelligent. But the prime thing is that we think of the intelligence only concerned with the taking decisions. So wherever the thought process is involved, this thought process is basically concerned with taking the decisions which will be of intelligent nature. So most popular kind of intelligence which is existing in the human beings is the thought process as well as the taking intelligent decisions. So if we talk about the artificial intelligence, this means that the natural intelligence which is present into the living things, this has to be created into the non-living things. So in a way, you can say that indirectly, the living things are supposed to be mapped to the non-living things. And since the most intelligent living thing is considered to be the human being, what we are trying to do is we are trying to map human beings with the machines or the computers. So if we are able to simulate a model, or we are able to develop a model which will be acting in a way with which the human beings act, we can say that some sort of intelligence has been simulated into the machine, or intelligence has been created into the machine. So this kind of intelligence which we are trying to create into the machines is called as the artificial intelligence. So that way you can say that one definition of the artificial intelligence can be that it is the study of making computers to do things which at present humans can do better. Why I call that the activities which can do humans better? Because humans have the intelligence, and humans are considered to be the most intelligent living things. So what we are trying to do is we are just trying to identify that why the human beings are intelligent and why they are able to do some of the things in a better way. And if we identify these things and try to do those things in similar way in which the human beings are better, we can say that artificial intelligence has been created into the computers. So to identify the intelligence, what we need to focus upon is this will be certain kind of capabilities which the human beings have. So if we are able to identify those capabilities and make implementation of those capabilities into the machine, this means that we will be some way or the other will be able to create intelligence into the machine. So our first focus should be that what are these capabilities which are supposed to be introduced into the machine. Before that, you can see that what are the things which the humans can do better, like doing logical reasoning or the mathematics, performing perception related things, whether they are related with the vision or they are related with the speech, doing natural language processing, like understanding the language or performing synthesis of the language, or playing games, performing proof of the theorem or providing proof of the theorems. So these kind of activities will be better performed by the human beings. But on the other hand, if you see some kind of conventional things like adding thousands, 4-digit numbers, it will be better performed by the computers. Similarly, if you have to draw a very complex 3D image, in that case, the computers will be able to draw them in a better way. Likewise, if you have to store massive amount of data and at later stages you have to retrieve it, it will be better performed by the computer systems. And similar way, if you have to write, let us say, addresses on, say, 1 lakh of envelopes, the computers will be able to write them in a better way. Now just see these activities. Those activities which are performed better by the computers and those activities which are performed better by the humans. One of the things or distinguished thing will be that all those things which are performed better by the human beings will be involving what we call as the intelligence. So whether it is logical reasoning or it is doing mathematics or it is performing vision and speech related activities or it is related with understanding or synthesizing the language or it is related with the game playing or the theorem proving, everything will be involving the intelligence. And these kind of things are performed better by the human beings. So I said in my introductory speech in the inauguration session that we have to make the computer systems perform better than human beings. And if the computer systems are supposed to perform better than human beings, in that case, we have to involve intelligence or create intelligence into them. And one other statement which I made, that even we apply the best practices for creation of intelligence into the computer systems, is still in most of the activities, the computers will not be able to replace human mind. Why? Simply because the intelligence is dependent on the knowledge as well as how to make use of this knowledge to perform these kind of intelligent activities. So there are two distinct things. Number one, that we need to create the knowledge, and number two, that we have to use this knowledge. So if some human being has the enough amount of knowledge or enough quantity of knowledge about a particular domain, we cannot say that that person is intelligent unless he is making utilization of this knowledge for useful purpose. This knowledge has to be utilized for meaningful purpose. So creation of the knowledge and utilization of the knowledge, these are two independent things. And today we see that we are creating the knowledge base. How? By making use of the data science. We are augmenting the knowledge base by making use of the machine learning. And simultaneously, we are making use of the knowledge with the help of certain techniques, which will be concerned with the deep learning process. So different kind of deep learning process will be adopted to make use of the knowledge. So only thing is that we have to first acquire the knowledge in a better way so that it is stored into the computer systems in a effective way, and it should be possible to be retrieved at later stage in a better way, number one. And number two, that we should be able to apply better methods with which, or better techniques with which, this knowledge base will be actually used to perform some of the intelligent activities. So that is what is the sole purpose of performing or introducing of artificial intelligence into the machine. You must have observed one very particular thing in last few years, that the artificial intelligence has become very, very popular, and it is being used in almost every domain of life today, or we are planning to use the artificial intelligence in almost every domain today. What is the reason? Why it was not used 20, 30 years back? The simple reason was the computing power as well as the storage economics. That is, how much computing power is available with us, with which we can create the knowledge, and how this knowledge can actually be effectively or economically stored. Once we are able to achieve these two things, we will be able to create the artificial intelligence. So before 20, 30 years back, we did not have the computers with enormous computing capability. And also we did not have cheaper storage available to us, with which actually this knowledge can be stored and later retrieved for the meaningful purposes. But thanks to the cloud computing or quantum computing, that today we have huge amount of computing power available with us throughout the world. So cloud computing has made it possible to provide huge storage as well as provide the effective computing process for the explosive growth of the artificial intelligence in the mainstream uses. And artificial intelligence basically brings the decision-making capabilities to computers, which we experience every day in the form of recommendation engines. We see that we try to search anything, any object on some social media site or some commercial site. Within few seconds, the recommendations start to come for the similar or the same kind of items. How it is possible? It has been possible only because of implementation of the concept of the artificial intelligence into the programs or the agents which have been written into those search engines or the commercial sites. Even today, if you don't search anything, you just talk amongst your friend, that talk is related with some particular item or particular, you can say, topic. In few days or few hours, you will see that on your mobile, the recommendations related with that topic starts coming. So this means that even your mobile is listening your talks. And after listening it, it will be drawing some of the main objects related with that talk, or it is generating a content summary of your talk, and accordingly it starts recommending the various items to you. So this means that the artificial intelligence has become one of the topic which is in very, very common use today. So we have to basically make use of the artificial intelligence in every domain. And if we are really interested, in a way you can say that we are trying to make simulation of the brain artificially into the machine. So far what we have been doing, we have been connecting speakers, we have been connecting mics, we have been connecting cameras with the computer systems. Now we are trying to connect brain to the computer systems. So if we are able to make real simulation of the brain on computer systems, only then you can say that human beings are possible to be replaced with the computer systems. But I don't believe, at least, that the 100% simulation of the brain is possible on the computer system. Of course, in some domains, it may happen that the computer systems will be performing various activities better than human beings, but naturally there will be some of the aspects in which the computer systems will not be able to perform better than human beings, because these will be related with certain traits which exclusively the humans are supposed to have. So if we talk about those traits or those capabilities or those abilities in the computer systems, you can see that the core problem of the artificial intelligence includes programming computers for certain traits which we need to identify. What are these traits? These traits are the knowledge. These traits are related with the learning. These traits are related with the reasoning process. These are related with the planning process. These are related with the problem solving activities. These are related with the perception, and these are related with ability of manipulation and moving various objects from one place to the other. So if we want to introduce the artificial intelligence into the machine, in that case, we need to have an implementation of these kind of traits into the computer systems. That is, we need to create the knowledge by transforming the data into the knowledge. We need to introduce the learning process through better machine learning techniques. Maybe that it will be involving the reasoning process with the help of the deep learning, so that it will be able to reason out, it will be able to find out that what meaningful conclusions can be drawn from the knowledge which has been introduced, and it may plan for the future things, as well as it can perform or it can provide the solution of different problems which can be posed to the computer systems from time to time. So the first thing which is of very important, or you can say that it will be a solid base for introduction of the intelligence into the computer system, it is the knowledge. And knowledge can be created into the computers with the help of what we call as a branch of the artificial intelligence, which you may call it as the knowledge engineering. So knowledge engineering will be the core part of the artificial intelligence, because every intelligence or every kind of decision which will be taken by the AI, this will be dependent on the quality of the knowledge base which has been created into it. Because depending on the knowledge only, the decisions will be made by the artificial intelligence. If we talk about the types of the artificial intelligence, we know that the development of intelligent machines is happening at a very fast speed, and machine understand human speech. They can answer the questions, recognize different kind of pictures, perform works, different kind of tasks related with various type of works for us. They can drive the cars as well as they can play games better than even the human beings which have been doing. And AI researchers assume that in the next 20 years, AI engineers will create no widely used machines whose intelligence equals or surpasses that of humans. This remark I had made during my talk in the inauguration session, that in coming 20 years even, the AI will not be able to surpass the human brains. But definitely AI systems can create or reach the performance of the performing various tasks which will be better than the human beings, and these will be some of the specific tasks. And today artificial intelligence systems are based on two essential components which we see, that is machine learning and deep learning. As I said, that machine learning is basically responsible for creation of the knowledge base, and deep learning is responsible for creation of those techniques which will be utilizing this knowledge base to draw the useful conclusions. So some kind of functionality will be created with the help of the deep learning, so that the use of the knowledge base which has been created by making application of the machine learning based techniques will be done with the help of deep learning. If we see the typical type of artificial intelligence which is existing, you may see that the first type of intelligence which is there, that is the reactive AI. Reactive AI, you can say in some way that it is a static kind of thing. That is, the computers have been programmed for a particular thing, and it will be responding according to the inputs which have been provided to it. So programming is based on the kind of inputs which will be provided to it, or the intelligence which has been created into it. It is corresponding to what we call as the rote learning. Rote learning means that simply you have to memorize the things. So you have memorized the things, that if this thing will be there, in that case, I will take this action. So this kind of thing has been memorized by the computer systems or memorized by us. So this kind of learning is called as the rote learning. So based on rote learning, we have got the reactive AI. That is, if you run your AI systems 100 number of times, providing the same or similar kind of inputs, every time same answer will be given by the AI system. So that means it has learned basically that corresponding to a particular set of inputs, it has to generate a fixed answer. So it is a simple program kind of thing, that if you provide these inputs, in that case, this output will be generated. So a static kind of knowledge base will be there in the computer systems, or static kind of knowledge base will be created into the computer systems, which will be simply made use of to find out that what will be the answer of the questions which will be raised, or the inputs which will be provided to it. And every time same answer will be given. There will not be any kind of augmentation of the knowledge or extension of the knowledge based on the experience. So obviously, with the help of experience, or with the help of the experience which we gain in life, our knowledge keeps on increasing. So here the scope of increasing the knowledge is not there. Whatever static knowledge has been created, only that knowledge will be present in that, and based on that knowledge only, the response to the questions or queries will be given. So this type of AI is called as the reactive AI. And reactive machines are not able to learn or conceive of the past or future. So they will not be able to gain anything from the experience, and they will not be able to predict any kind of future. So only thing, whatever knowledge they have, on the basis of knowledge, they will be responding to the questions or the queries. Like the Deep Blue, which was an AI-based program which has defeated Gary Kasparov, spam filters, Netflix recommendation engines, all these are the examples of the reactive artificial intelligence. The second type of AI, which is popular nowadays, it is called as the limited memory AI. Why we call it as limited memory? Because it is dealing with a particular kind of domain. So it can store knowledge and is use it to learn and train for the future tasks. To some extent, you can say that the storage capability of or grasping power of or the acquisition of the knowledge is taking place into the computer systems, and it can also perform some kind of training which will be used in future. Every time whenever you will be running your AI system which is based on the limited memory concept, you will see that different kind of answer will be generated because some extension in the knowledge has been provided from time to time. And according to the new knowledge which has been gained by the machine, the learning models will be available in the machine, which will be augmenting the process of reasoning. So that way models will be automatically trained and they will be updated from time to time to change their behavior according to the new knowledge which has been provided to it. It is very similar to that if there is a small kid, he has got only limited knowledge available to him or her. And with passage of time, he will be gaining more and more experience about this world. He will be having more and more knowledge about the particular things which are available in the world, and accordingly his responses to the various questions will be changing. So this type of AI is used in self-driving cars because they are dependent on certain algorithms which will be trained on the basis of the new data which will be available from time to time, and some of the techniques which will be interpreting this data as it is being observed from time to time. The next type of artificial intelligence it is called as theory of mind. Theory of mind, you can say it may be the most versatile kind of artificial intelligence for which we are striving today. That is, we wish that basically we have to make simulation of or creation of the human brain on the machine. So every type of decision-making capability which equals the human brain must be introduced into the computers. So today we are trying to plan for that. Or you can say that the limited memory AI is most prevalent today, and we are trying to do research in the topic of the AI which is related with the theory of mind. So we are making analysis of the brain. We are trying to identify different clusters of the neurons in the brain and accordingly trying to create the artificial neurons which will be linked with the help of certain techniques, with the help of some feedback process by introducing multiple layers, providing feedback to various layers, and then trying to make simulation of the human brain into the computer systems. Like one of the approach which was made in 2016 by introducing a robot which was called as Kismet, as well as the Sophia, which have showed some of the aspects which are related with this type of artificial intelligence. Then most advanced artificial intelligence is called as the self-aware artificial intelligence. So this type of artificial intelligence is possible when machines are not only aware of the emotions and mental status of others, but they will also be having emotions and mental status of their own. So this type of AI is still a topic of research. That is how to create emotions into the computer systems, or how to recognize emotions of the human beings by the computer systems and portray or display certain emotions in the specific situations. So although some of the efforts have been made to make implementation or observation with respect to emotions of the human beings into the computer systems, but still it is a broader topic of research on which currently the work is going on. So you can say that future AI will be concerned with the self-aware AI, in which the computer systems or the machines will be able to learn themselves. They will also be able to understand the emotions of the human beings, as well as they will be able to create their own emotions and mental states corresponding to the kind of situation which will be presented to them. So this kind of AI will be called as the self-aware AI. Along with this, you also have other type of classification of AI, which you hear from time to time, like it is narrow AI, or ANI in short we call it as, or it may be the artificial general intelligence, which is acronym by AGI, or artificial super intelligence. You can say that it corresponds to the limited memory AI, and then that super AI, as well as the general kind of AI in the category. And generative AI is also one of the classification which is most commonly used today, because we see that whether it is chat GPT or it is DeepSeek, these are all based on the generative AI concept, where what we do is we try to create the content as well as ideas on the basis of the inputs which are provided to them. Like we can create the text, we can create the images, we can create the videos, music, or audios, depending on the kind of inputs which will be available to them. So these will be using this type of generative AI, will be using generative models to basically respond to the question and answers or the queries which will be fired to the AI models. As I said, that the development of the artificial intelligence is not new. It is very, very old, but the popularization has been there in only few years. And the reason was that the development of the cloud computing and availability of the economical storage. So you can see that initially in 1956, the concept of the artificial intelligence was there, but there we had two approaches. One approach was given by John McCarthy, which was based on the mathematical logic based approach, and other type of approach was given by Marvin Minsky, which was based on the human brain analysis based approach. So as the content indicates, that mathematical logic based approach was basically diverted towards the development of the specific domain specific systems, whereas the Marvin Minsky approach was based on the concept of neural net. So it was directed towards the development of the general purpose problem solver. So that way you can see that evolution has taken place, in which we are using the formal logic based approach as well as the non-formal logic based approach, and simultaneously other approaches based on the neural network concept. So that way we are trying to develop, I say that trying to develop general purpose problem solver. But initially it was believed that development of the general purpose problem solver is actually not possible. But today we have come to reality where we are planning to develop the general purpose problem solvers also. Initially, only domain specific problems were solved. So related with particular domains, AI-based systems or the expert systems were developed. Like you can say that Mycene was an expert system which was developed with the medical domain. Similarly, Dendral was another expert system which was developed for the chemical analysis, that is finding out that what is the structure of the various components in any particular chemical. So this type of domain specific export systems were initially developed because it was believed that general purpose problem solvers are not a practical reality, because these were basically diverted towards simulation of the human brain, which is a futuristic AI. So still we are struggling for the development of general purpose problem solvers, or we are doing research with respect to development of the general purpose problem solvers. But some of the systems have been developed which may respond to any particular domain. They are not specific to a domain. Related with any domain, if you give a problem, they will be able to provide you the solution. So only thing which is remaining is that they are not having the feelings, they are not having the senses, they are not having the emotions. So this kind of things, they are not able to smell. So this kind of things are there for which we are struggling, so that futuristic AI will be implemented and the complete simulation of the human brain will be possible into the machines. Now, if we come to further internal details, I talked that basically the knowledge is the core part of the AI. And what the knowledge is, that it has to be created from the data. So availability of the data will be deciding that what will be the amount of knowledge as well as what will be the quality of the knowledge. So how the data is going to be transformed into the knowledge, that will be one of the very important aspect related with the AI. So we know that data is nothing but it is raw and unorganized set of things that needs to be processed to have a meaning. Because unorganized data is useless. It is simply kooda karkat. It is rubbish. So data has to be properly processed. It has to be structured. It has to be organized. Only then it will be meaningful. So if we are able to do that we are able to process the data, we are able to organize it, we are able to structure it, in that case, it will convey us some specific meaning. Otherwise, it is useless. So if the data is processed so that it is conveying some useful information, in that case, we say that the data has been transformed into information. So information is when the data was processed, organized, structured, or presented in a given context so as to make it useful. So useful data, which is possible to be easily accessed, easily utilized, and some meaningful conclusion can be derived from it, only then we can say that this data has been transformed into information. And in past, we have been making use of basically these kind of systems which were responsible for transforming data into information. So these were the things which were based on the statistics or mathematics. These were based on the business analytics. These were based on the marketing intelligence, strategic consultancy, and many other such kind of applications, where we have seen that the data is transformed into information, and this information is being used for the meaningful purposes. But in AI, still you see that we have to go long way ahead. So what we need is that the data has to be converted into the knowledge. So going ahead, we can see that the data has to be converted into the knowledge. So this conversion will be done with the help of what we call as the knowledge engineering, or with the help of the data science applications. So we know that the science is a systematic and well-organized study of the subject, and so is the data science. So you can say the data science is a discipline which deals with various kind of scientific methods, processes, and systems through which the extraction of the knowledge is taking place. So in a way, you can say that the data is processed to get the information, and then information is further processed with the help of data science applications so that it is converted into knowledge. So knowledge, what additional thing it will be having? It will be having additional things as description of the concept, description of the concept behind the knowledge, because information is the crisp information which has been provided to us. But what is its interpretation? The interpretation will be attached with the help of the concepts. And how various information or various pieces of information are related with each other, concerned with each other, it will be told with the help of certain kind of pattern, certain kind of algorithm, which will be known to us. So telling the concept behind the information which has been provided through the database related applications, and secondly, or data processing applications, and secondly, defining the algorithms which will be giving us the various kind of patterns which have to be created from the information. This will be concerned with the creation of knowledge, or transforming information into the knowledge. So that way we can say that data science is a concept which unifies statistics, data analysis, and their related methods in order to understand and analyze the actual phenomena. Understand and analyze the actual phenomena means that we have to define various concepts which will be elaborating the information, attaching some kind of interpretation with the information, and they will be also defining that what is the kind of relationship which is existing between various type of information, or various type of piece of information which are there. So this way we will be able to create the knowledge. But the need is still not finished. Ultimately, you need to convert this knowledge into AI, or this knowledge into wisdom. So complete hierarchy we will see later on, but currently we can see that the data science is similar to the data mining, where the computing process is discovering the patterns in the large data sets. So it will be using an intersection of the things like machine learning, statistics, and the database systems. So data mining and data science, their intersection will be giving you certain techniques which will be applicable for the knowledge engineering. So our overall goal is of the data mining process is to extract information from the data, whereas the data science is extracting the knowledge or making interpretation of the information for the meaningful purposes. So this is the complete hierarchy. You can see here that on the bottom, you have got the data. So through the data processing applications, the data has to be transformed into information. So conventional applications which we have been designing so far, they were making a transformation or set of transformations for converting data into information. But with the help of data science applications, what we do is that information is going to be transformed into the knowledge. So knowledge is nothing but it is having the concepts and the algorithms. So how the information is going to be interpreted. So information was organized facts and some of the simple rules. So how this information is going to be conceptually defined. So that type of concepts will be told by the data science applications. And how these concepts will be related with each other, that will be told to us with the help of certain algorithms or by finding out certain kind of patterns. So this way, the data will be transformed from information, transformed to information, and information will be transformed to the knowledge. And ultimately, this knowledge has to be transformed into understanding or the wisdom. And this is basically the core of the artificial intelligence. So knowledge has to be used now. Knowledge has to be interpreted now to transform it into wisdom or the intelligence. So how the knowledge has to be used? With the help of certain strategies, certain heuristics. So certain kind of thumb rules are available to us, certain guideline principles are available to us, and some kind of techniques are available to us with which the knowledge base, which has been created with the help of data science, this will be used, this will be exploited to convert it into what we call as the wisdom or the intelligence. So once we are able to create the intelligence, this means that we are able to introduce artificial intelligence into the machine. So beginning process is always from the data. So how much data you have? So there should always be a thirst for the data. Our Vice Chancellor talked about the poverty of data. So huge amount of data must be available to us, and better techniques must be available to us so that this data can finally be transformed into the wisdom. And that way we will be able to create artificial intelligence into the machine. So going from data to information, information to knowledge, and knowledge to the wisdom. So far, just leave behind 10-15 years, you can say we were from data to information only. We were designing and developing the conventional systems only. The conventional systems were transforming data into information. But now we have started converting information into knowledge as well as knowledge into wisdom, thereby creating artificial intelligence into the systems. Another diagram, same diagram to elaborate the things more precisely, like the data is basically nothing but some sort of symbols, no interpretation, nothing, no organization, no proper storage. So this kind of things are available to us in very raw form, and they are very less important to us. So what we have to do is data has to be transformed into information. Information is concerned with certain kind of answers like who, what, where, when, these kind of questions. Like who is the Prime Minister of India? You'll say that Honorable Narendra Modi. So it is an information which has been derived on the basis of the data which we must have. So these kind of questions will be responded with the help of the information. When we convert information into the knowledge, then this answers to how questions. So how type of questions will be responded with the knowledge. That is whatever information you have, how this information you are able to derive, how this information you will be able to describe. So conceptually, what are the things which are making a description of the particular information which you have, that is the knowledge. And how various pieces of such information which you have are related with each other. So some kind of cluster has to be constituted. The cluster will be nothing but the collection of information which is related with a particular domain. So if I say that we have to have the knowledge of medical domain, So all pieces of information which are related with the medical domain have to be conceptually represented, and they have to be defined with certain relationship, that in what way these piece of data or the piece of information will be related to each other. So that will define the knowledge. And then ultimately understanding or the wisdom. Understanding is appreciation of why. That why you are concerned with this particular knowledge. So that will be answered with the wisdom. So evaluating understanding, that is you have to involve a thought process. Once you involve a thought process, and immediately you will be able to visualize the things. You will be able to solve the problems. So that will be the intelligence. You can see here that I said that the data science and data analytics, they will be having some of the parts in common, some of the specific applications which will be related with the data science, some of the applications which will be related with the data analytics. Like we talk about computer science, machine learning, software development, big data software tools like Hadoop, or algorithm development. These are the topics which will be related with, or these will be the skills related with the data science. On the other hand, if you see the data analytics, like data analysis software, data management, database management systems, business intelligence tools like Microsoft Power BI, or data visualization techniques or tools like QuickView, all these will be the data analytical skills. And common things will be like the basic statistical tools, or programming languages like Python or SQL, so or the data mining applications. So these kind of things will be in common. I don't go in details of this data analysis, because we have already seen that these are the basic steps which have to be followed. First, we have to, if we are in the process of developing a system, we have to do analysis of the data. Then we have to create the models, and then finally we have to develop the prototypes and perform implementation of the prototypes to develop the systems. Various tools which are used for the data applications or data science applications or the knowledge engineering, these may be like this: linear algebra, nonlinear systems, analytical geometry, programming languages like R, Python, or SAS, softwares like Excel, SPSS, general platforms like Watson Analytics by IBM or Azure machines. So these will be some of the tools and techniques which we will be using for the artificial intelligence. If you see the relationship, data science, machine learning, deep learning, artificial intelligence, you can draw it in this way. You see here that artificial intelligence is including the machine learning and deep learning. As we have seen, machine learning is responsible for making transformation of the information into knowledge. Deep learning is responsible for making interpretation, attaching interpretation with whatever knowledge base we have or which has been created with the help of machine learning, so that a better understanding of the fact or the concepts can be provided, and data science will be creating the knowledge base, or the knowledge engineering part will be creating. So this way we can have the concept of artificial intelligence, machine learning, deep learning, data science, and their roles in creation of the artificial intelligence into the machine. So you can see here that the cone which we had drawn, that was consisting the data, information, knowledge, and wisdom. So data science, deep learning, machine learning, and ultimately the artificial intelligence. So these methods or these techniques, these technologies will be responsible for converting the data into the artificial intelligence. And if you see the artificial intelligence related applications, you will find out that These will be the applications in almost every domain, like development of the expert systems related with particular area, performing the natural language processing, which may be related with the speech or related with the vision, fuzzy logic, which is used for defining non-formal logic, robotics to perform development of the certain kind of intelligent agents. You may say that these will again be dependent on the domain, and neural network, machine learning, deep learning, these will be the concepts which will be used for making implementation of the artificial intelligence. Now, if we come to the structure of the artificial intelligence based systems and their functions. So we have seen that the concept of the artificial intelligence has emerged from the kind of problems itself. So broadly, we had classified the various problems under two categories. One, problems which were better solved with the help of the computer systems, and other kind of problems which were better solved with the help of the human beings. So we can say that we can call them as the conventional problems and the problems related with the artificial intelligence, or those problems which are involving intelligence. So conventional problems can be easily solved by the computer systems, whereas the intelligence related problems are better solved by the human beings. Now, what is the difference between the two? The difference between the two is the intelligence, because conventional problems are not involving any intelligence, whereas intelligent problems are involving some aspects, some traits which are defining the intelligence into them. So those traits are required to be identified and they have to be implemented so that you can say that AI related problems will also be solved by computer systems in a easy way. So if we have to make an analysis of the conventional problems and AI related problems, you will find out that the difference lies with that how actually the problems are going to be represented and how their solutions are going to be provided. So one problem is related with the representation of the problem when it is the conventional problem and when it is the AI problem. And the second is that how their solution is going to be provided. So let us first see the conventional problems, nature of the conventional problems. So you take any conventional problem which is not involving any sort of intelligence. You will be able to make representation of the problem in a very, very precise way. How? With the help of using certain data structures, certain scalar quantities, certain vector quantities, certain numerical variables, certain concepts. So making use of constants, variables, scalar quantities, vector quantities, data structures which are available to us, the representation of these conventional problems is possible in a very, very precise way. So one of the things which is very, very common about the conventional problem is this, their representation. The second thing is that how these representations once have been created are going to be used. We have got their use with the help of well-defined algorithms or well-defined procedure. We follow a set procedure, make use of the representations in which the data or the problem has been represented and try to find out the solution. So well formulated steps for finding out the solution of the problem is available to us, with which we will be able to conveniently able to solve the problem. For example, we take a very simple example that suppose we have to find out presence of one number given a list. So what we do is, first we make representation of the problem. Why? Because we want to provide a solution with the help of computers. So first the problem has to be represented. How the problem has to be represented? We have got a list. So list is to be represented with the help of a data structure. Well-defined data structure is available to us. We can use a linked list or we can use an array, which will be making representation of the list. Then we need to search the given element into this list. Well-defined procedure is also available to us for searching the element into the given list. How? The conventional approach will be that we compare the first element with the first element in the list, then with the second, with the third, with fourth, with last element. And if there is a match, we report that position, that this element is present at this position into the list. Problem is solved. Or we have got other variations of the sequential searching, like you can have the binary search, in which you first sort the list and then divide it into two lists and compare it with the middle element. And then depending on that whether this particular element which you wish to serve is less than or greater than, you either search upper half portion of the list or the lower half portion of the list. So that way you will be able to provide the solution. So it was a conventional problem for which the representation was possible and its solution was also well formulated with the help of a sequence of steps. By following those sequence of steps, we are able to find out the solution. But suppose we take another problem which is related with the intelligence. I just asked that what will be the weather scenario in, let us say, on 21st of April 2030. You will not be able to precisely answer this question. You will not be able to precisely solve this problem, which will be answering the weather scenario on 21st April 2030. Why? Because it is involving some sort of intelligence, some sort of this thought process, some sort of decision process is involved into it. If you see that how this problem will be solved, so first you need to have the representation of data. You need to have the statistics available for the past data. And on the past data basis only you will be able to predict the future. And this prediction will also not be 100% accurate. So an inherent vagueness, inherent imprecision will be included into the solution process. Also, it will not be possible to make representation of the data in a precise way. Like today is 21st April 2025. If we wish to make representation of today's weather scenario, it is not possible to make its precise representation. So what is needed to be done is, first we have to think of that how representation of the weather scenario has to be made. What are the various parameters which are concerned with the weather scenario, how these parameters are connected with each other, and how their connection can be established so that a pattern will be constituted with which we will be able to say that this pattern is defining a scenario of particular day or particular hour. So data structures are not available to us with which the representation of the problem can be done. Also, well-defined methods are not available. We don't have any existing method with which we can say that immediately apply this method and you will be able to predict that what will be the weather scenario on 21st April 2030. So what is needed to be done is, since data structures are not available, size methods are not available, so we need to make representation of the data with the help of some symbolic patterns. We have to take certain symbols. We have to define some of the relations among the symbols. We have to find out certain kind of connectives which will be connecting various symbols together, and a kind of pattern will be constituted, pattern of symbols will be constituted, or you can say that a pattern of different kind of symbols will be constituted, which will be including some of the symbols, some of the connectives, some of the punctuations, and that way this composite pattern will be called as a pattern which is representing the problem or the weather scenario today. Once you have constituted this type of huge patterns, right from, let us say, 20 years back, what has been weather scenario on 21st April, let us say 1967, then 1968, and right from there you have to come to up to 2025. So this much data you have collected. Then you need to refine this data, perform analysis of this data to give you meaningful patterns. That means your data has to be transformed into the knowledge. And then you need to identify the methods with which actually this data will be analyzed to find out that what will be the weather scenario on 21st April 2030. So equivalent to the procedure or the algorithm which were available to us in conventional problem, some procedure has to be worked out. So that way you can say that the conventional problems are solved with the help of a program, writing a program. The program will be nothing but it will be involving the data structures and algorithm. Algorithm is what? It is defined by certain operations which are to be performed on the data structures and some sequence in which these operations have to be performed in order to solve the problem. So these operations will be performed on the data structures and the sequence of performing operations will be told us by the algorithm so that the problem will be solved. So equivalently, if you see, here you have the expert system. What the expert system has? Expert system has, in place of data structures, it has knowledge base. And in place of algorithm, it has got the control strategy. Control strategy will be nothing but the search strategy plus heuristic. So whatever fundamental rules are available with us, these are the heuristics, or whatever guidelines are available to us, these are the heuristics, and the search strategy has to be formulated corresponding to the huge database or the knowledge base which is available to us, that how this knowledge base has to be explored, how this knowledge base has to be searched, so that we will be able to provide the solution of the problem. How the mining of this knowledge base, how the searching of this knowledge base has to be done, so that conceptually we will be able to find out that what will be the weather scenario on 21st April 2030. So what is constituting an AI-based system? It will be having the symbolic patterns. Symbolic patterns are corresponding to the data structures. So they will be representing the problem. Second thing, it will be involving operations. And third thing, it will be involving the search strategies. In conventional program, we had data structures, operations, and sequence of operations which were defining the algorithms. So data structure plus algorithm here we have got knowledge base and the control strategy. So this way we have to define the architecture of an AI-based system. So you can see that the overall architecture of the expert system will be of this kind of. So it will be having a set of rules of the form A defined by B. It will be having one or more knowledge base. I said that one knowledge base is static, other one is dynamic. Dynamic means it will be created from time to time. It is not the same amount of knowledge which has been stored once, as was in the case of the simple AI-based systems which we have thought initially or which we had categorized initially. So this was having only the static knowledge. If this much amount of knowledge has been provided, it will be responding only corresponding to that. If you provide one input, corresponding output will be generated, and every time same output will be generated irrespective of the time. But if the knowledge base is continuously updated, in that case, different outputs will be generated at different time, corresponding to even the same set of input. And it will be continuous improvement. It will be continuous evolution of the solution. So that way, one or more knowledge base will be present. One knowledge base will be of static category, which has been initially reinforced, and the second one will be dynamic in nature, which will be acquired from time to time. And the third part will be the control strategy, which will be specifying that in what order the various rules have to be applied so that the knowledge base which we have created is supposed to be searched to find out the confusion. So this way we will be able to define the structure of any AI-based system. So any AI-based system, if you see the typical structure, it will be of this kind. It has got one knowledge base, which we are calling it as KB. How this knowledge base has come? From the data. Data has been transformed into information. Information has been transformed with the help of machine learning algorithms to make it the knowledge. Initially, this knowledge is static in nature, but from time to time, whatever information it is acquiring, whatever new knowledge it is acquiring, it is storing in the form of the dynamic knowledge base. So static knowledge base and dynamic knowledge base. And then what it does is that it applies a control strategy. Control strategy is what? It is making comparison of the information which is taken from, or one of the fact which is taken from the static knowledge base, and one piece of information from the dynamic knowledge base, and it is matched corresponding to the two. If there is a match, in that case, the particular thing or the particular rule is selected from the static knowledge base and it is applied on the problem scenario. So selection and application, that is ACT. And where it is updating? In the dynamic knowledge base. And it is new knowledge which has been created this way. It will be stored into the knowledge base, or it will be part of the knowledge base, and this cycle will be always going. So continuously the knowledge will be updated, the searching of the problem domain will be done, the solutions will be found out from time to time. So this gives you the overall structure of an artificial intelligence based system. If you talk in terms of the robotic systems, we can say that it will be somewhat like this. Like if we are talking about some robotic agents, so an agent is anything that can be viewed as perceiving its environment through sensors and acting upon the environment through actuators. So what it is having? It is perceiving the environment. Through perception, what it is doing? It is capturing the knowledge base. it is taking the data from the environment, storing into its memory. And through sensors, it is sensing the new environment, and through actuators, it is performing the action. So selection is done with the help of sensors, action is performed with the help of the actuators, and knowledge base is going to be created with the help of the perception process. So it is very similar to the human agents. Like sensors are eyes, ears, and other organs. Actuators are hands, legs, mouth, and other body parts. And robotic agents have equally, like sensors for them are cameras and infrared finders. Actuators are different kind of motors which will be there. So this way, a robotic agent can be constituted with the help of the perception of the environment, applying certain sensors and incorporating certain kind of actuators in the agent. So a typical structure of agent will be like this. You see here that this is the AI agent. What it does is, through sensors, it is perceiving the environment. So whatever environment is provided to us, it will be always perceiving the environment, continuously perceiving the environment. It will be making an analysis and performing an action with the help of actuators on the environment. So new environment will be created now. Again, it will be perceived. So kind of cycle will be all the time getting repeated. So actual environment, static environment which was initially provided, and dynamic situation which was given to us, both are compared, and match, select, and act logic is performed with the help of sensors and the actuators. So this way the agent is designed. Mathematically, if you say that agent function is nothing but a kind of mapping from the history to the particular action. So P star is representing the environment which is available, and A is representing the corresponding outcome, that is actions. So agent is nothing but it is having the architecture plus the program. This program will be nothing but the searching mechanism. So a kind of architecture, this kind of architecture has to be created, and it has to be have a program which will be based on the knowledge base, and it will be making use of the architecture with the help of the guidelines which will be provided by the program on the basis of the mathematical function which is given like this, and it will be performing various actions that way. Like the vacuum cleaner, if you have to design, or you can say a smart dustbin has to be designed. So on these concepts, these kind of things can be always designed. You can say that if you have designed or developed a smart dustbin, so it will be a kind of robot which will be holding a bin, and wherever it will see that there are few people standing, so there will be a possibility of generating some garbage. So it will be moving towards that group of persons and standing there by holding that bin. If the people who are standing, they have been switched over to some other location, it will move to other location, and that way it will be working fine. It will be utilizing some of the sensors, some of the actuators, along with an AI-based intelligent program which will be giving signals to these actuators and sensors for performing different kind of jobs. So this way AI-based systems can actually be designed. If you see the overall architecture of the AI-based system, it will be somewhat like this. What you have here, you have a knowledge base which is having the facts and rules available with it. Facts which are the representation, that is symbolic patterns, rules will be defining that what is the kind of relationship which is existing among the various type of facts. And then you have got a global database which will be having different kind of information, like that is heuristic information available to you. Then you have other part as inference engine. Inference engine, the role of inference engine will be that it will be taking decisions through mathematical logic, which I discussed broadly. That is, will be making comparison of data which has been taken from global database and the knowledge base which has been created, and then it will be taking decisions and conveying to the user. So whatever questions are raised by the user, your user interface will be interpreting those questions, communicating to the inference engine. Inference engine will be consulting the knowledge base and global database and responding to the user through the response of the question. Simultaneously, it will be also explaining that on what basis the inference engine or AI-based system has been able to draw answer corresponding to that question. And from time to time, it will be updating the knowledge base through knowledge acquisition system. So knowledge acquisition system through user interface will be taking knowledge from the knowledge engineer, who will be providing a proper presentation so that will be stored into the knowledge base. So this way, overall, AI-based system will be working. Whether you talk about the ChatGPT or you talk about the DeepSeek or any other kind of intelligence system which is existing in the world, whether it is robotic, humanoid robotic, or it is the kind of the software agents which have been intelligent agents which have been designed and so forth, their overall architecture will be only in this form, and they all will be dependent creation and addition of the knowledge base by various ways and means. Development of an inference engine which will be having various techniques based on the deep learning concepts or some of the heuristics, and they will be having some of the explanations specifically so that the user is convinced with the responses which are given, and it will be updating its knowledge base from time to time as it gains the newer and newer information. This is all which I intended to discuss today in the form of the structure and functions of the AI-based systems which are supposed to be designed. With these words, I convey my thanks to all of you for very patient listening, and I invite questions if there are any.
Sir, one question from Mr. Grawala, sir.
Yes.
Is it deep learning considered as a set of machine learning?
See, if you talk about learning, so learning is through machine learning as well as deep learning. Machine learning is a higher level of learning in the sense that whatever knowledge base you have created from the information, that is created with the help of machine learning. And as I said that deep learning is basically responsible for that how the knowledge base which has been created through machine learning, how it is to be searched, it has to be explored so that it will be able to develop a function, it will be able to categorize, or it will be able to classify that knowledge which has been created this way. So that way you can say that broader criteria is machine learning, and the finer level implementation of machine learning is deep learning. Both are learning process. Both are techniques of learning. Broader level learning is performed with the help of machine learning techniques, and finer level learning is performed with the help of the deep learning techniques.
Okay, thank you so much sir, for gracing this session, your valuable presence and for sharing your knowledge and all the participants for their active engagement. With this, we conclude the first session of today's activity.
If anyone wants to ask any question, he or she can raise it on her hand.
Yes, there are any questions. You are most welcome.
Sir, one more question come from Rohit also. Sir, if we use a particular API or module or Python to solve a problem, so it is considered in ML or deep learning?
It depends at what level you are using that API. If it is at second level, it is concerned with the machine learning. If it is at third level, it is concerned with the deep learning.
Thank you, sir. No other question. With this, thank you so much, sir. With this, we conclude first session of today's activity. The second will be after lunch at 2:30 sharp. We request to all participants kindly connect with us on time. Thank you. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, sir.
थैंक यू मोस्ट वेलकम। आप सभी का बहुत बहुत अभिनंदन, आपने हमको मौका दिया और इतने इंटेलिजेंट बुद्धिमानों के सामने करने का। आई एम ऑनर्ड। ठीक है,
Participants से request है कि please join by 2 field because we have limited options to accommodate participants to Google Meet, and those who are not on the Google Meet, they can that means they can use the YouTube channel for these live sessions, and whatever attendance form or feedback form is will simultaneously shared on this channel, YouTube channel and this Google Meet. So with that only we can 10 to 15 minutes so that they can give those responses. And again, sir, thank you very much for this time. And basically we are really honored that you have accepted our request and give you precious time. Thank you, sir.
both the parties are honored. I once again thank you. And now I quit.
Yeah, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay, thank you very much.
Okay.
So Sonali,
Yes, sir.
just leave the call, sir. सोनाली ये लिंक आप ऑफ में रखिएगा तो मतलब and we will again start the session by 2:50. The session will start 2:30 and participants can join by 2:50. Everybody please submit the feedback form, share this Google Meet and also on YouTube channel.